I want to hold your hand.
Oh, yeah.
I love you.
You're a little clammy.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Heal, Laugh, and Rise Up. I'm Jessie, your badass, two-time cancer fighter, soul work mentor, and your favorite Latina. We're here to talk about our traumas and how we use them to grow, honey.
I'm Amber, a chemo nurse by day, caretaker to my husband by night, all while being a scrunchy mom. So grab your drink and pull up a chair. Let's get into today's miracle and shit show.
Friendship.
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 I appreciate the friendship you and I have.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look at us.
Look, as we're sitting here drinking coffee. We don't even have shoes on.
Coffee out of a glass jar, sweetened with maple syrup. Welcome to my scrunchy life.
Oh, is that what it is? Let me see what scrunchy tastes like.
It's delicious. Mm-hmm. It's a little cold brew because my coffee maker died.
You know what? I've never had maple syrup in coffee. Friendship. Well, I must say that friendships do develop into deeper friendships that you really didn't think could possibly hit the core of your heart.
I think that's exactly how our friendship is.
Yes.
And I feel like it's always kind of been that way.
Our friendship has... I love when friendships evolve and change. And some friends... I don't know if you have friends that maybe you've gone through your trauma, you kind of see the different... the different...
different roles they play.
Right.
I've seen something, I don't know how it goes, but something along the lines of like, when you're going through hardship, you really see who your true friends are. Which I don't feel like is necessarily true.
I don't think it's true either.
No, but I do see why it's popular to say. I just feel like once you go through like hardship and trauma and get through to the other side, if you don't reflect on how people treated you and maybe how you can be a better friend, or if you were in their shoes, maybe you feel, oh, those people, they're not my true friends because this is how they reacted. You're coming from a very immature, maybe, a very immature mindset, not thinking about how they're going through it as well, right? Like, right. I don't think that statement's true, but I can see why it's popular, because I do think some of the best, closest friends or best relationships you have maybe are created because you went through some type of hardship together or helped someone through it.
Yes, I do believe that. For me personally, I feel like if a friend is going through trauma, some friends don't know how to be there for you, especially if it's a pretty traumatic trauma like you.
Well, I was thinking, or like you. Like cancer. Like, if you're, let's say, 30 years old, and you don't know anyone who's gone through cancer, or you've only heard, oh, my
neighbor's friend or whoever.
No one that's really close to you. Yeah. Then maybe you've only had a bad experience with cancer, or maybe you've only gone based on what you've heard. Not that cancer is good, but maybe it's just kind of like you don't know what to say or what to do, and now it's like all you're focusing on.
Even if it's your really good friend, like one of your best friends is like, fuck, my friend has cancer, like she's gonna die, like she's not gonna make it. So maybe they don't know how to be supportive because they're afraid.
So what were things people did, whether they were your best friend or not, and maybe you want to clarify, like put out there, like, this person I was close to.
Oh, I'm gonna name them all, honey.
This person I didn't really know, and it was helpful when they did this. What helped you?
I think for me, because I love to laugh, were the friends that I would talk to, and they would just be like, cabrona, like, you know, you can eat some tacos, and and it's like, I know this is weird because the people that wouldn't talk about the cancer.
So you wanted people to treat you like normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's very hard though, because the people, my friends that would call me, they want to know how I'm doing, and they want to know things. But then I remember telling one of my friends, like, can we just like not talk about any cancer? Because guess what? Everybody I talk to is about cancer for a whole year. And it's like, I told my friend, can you just tell me, like, who's whoring around and who's doing what? Like, mija, like, who's out there? Like, did anybody get arrested? Did anybody get in a divorce? Did anybody get caught cheating? Like,
tell me other people's trauma right now.
I saw this TikTok, and this girl said, like, she's going through, you know, sometimes you have to go through treatment for the rest of your life. So the cancer's card, like we say, is never going to go away. Yes, you might be in remission. You don't have, your cancer's dormant, it's sleeping. But it's like, I don't want to be like the cancer girl.
Mm.
Some friendships, I can tell that they were having a hard time processing it, and I never had a conversation with any of my friends or family, and I never asked them, how do you feel?
Mm.
How did it make you feel? Because I want to know.
Well, but you were going through it too.
Right.
So maybe that's something you learned
I did.
after.
Yes.
How you could have been better.
Yes.
Yourself.
Right.
But I want to get into that, but I still want to touch base more on how could I be a better friend to someone who's newly diagnosed with cancer or going through a trauma, a new issue, hardship, a divorce, their husband just died, whatever. What was your experience that actually was helpful?
I think not magnifying on it, and let's be friends like we were before the diagnosis, for me.
Okay, and then my follow-up question to that then is, how about someone who just fucking never brings it up, acts like it's not happening?
And then I'm like, what the fuck? They don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very tricky when you go through trauma and friendship. Yeah. It's very tricky. I think as a friend, to be a good friend, I think it would be someone who is going to check in on you. Sometimes it just takes 1 minute, even if you do it once a week, saying, how are you doing? And then also saying, hey, well, guess what? Yesterday, and just go back to the way you were.
Okay, so very simplified, but genuine. Hey, is there anything you need? How are you doing? Is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah. I think.
And then when you say no, don't keep pushing.
Don't keep pushing.
And then just move on. And like when you're ready, you're ready.
But sometimes you have to ask just kind of like, despacito.
Yeah, like nonchalant.
Yes. Oh, you're good. Despacito, like, I was going to say something right now when you said, it is very tricky to be a friend during trauma and also being the one going through the trauma and not focusing on, well, this one hasn't called me. Did you get your feelings hurt, or how did you deal with friendship during your trauma? Did you feel like these people are not even checking in on me, or were you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I get a little emotional right now.
Know. I you know what? I was gonna get emotional. I saw you getting emotional because I thought about my best friend, who I know I'm gonna make me cry. And I didn't when I found out how to get chemo. She's the first one, one of the first ones that I called, and I said, because we knew that it was a cancer, and I didn't know I had to get chemo. And I called her. I said, oh, I'm gonna get chemo. And I had luxurious hair all my life. I was a hair queen, honey.
You were known for your
hair.
Honey,
follow me on Instagram, honey. Go look at the old pictures. And I would cut and dye my hair myself. And I said, oh, well, I guess I'm going to be bald. And I didn't cry when the doctor told me. I wasn't sad. And then she cracked.
Do you think you were in shock?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh. But to see and hear my friend be hurt and hear her cry because I was going to go bald, it proves to me today that my friends have, even though they haven't told me, because they're my sisters and brothers, that they were pretty devastated. And then when they had to hear the news again this summer, like, hey, it's back. Thinking about it and really digging in is like, wow.
Oh,
big hug to all my friends, all my people that have supported me through the journey, and even a lot of people that I don't know personally from across the country sent me care packages.
That's beautiful.
And I'm so, if anything, this whole journey has just taught me that love is the most powerful element.
Girl, we need to have a box of tissues with us for every episode.
Going back to you is feeling like you were saying that people weren't reaching out, but you knew they were so hurt.
Yeah, so I was thinking when I answered that, I was thinking of, a handful of people specifically. So like with Mike's accident, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., that waiting room was full.
For him?
For him. Between his friends, my friends, coworkers,
family.
So, you make that first phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we need prayers.
Right.
That second phone call goes to more personal. But it went from that one, hey, I need someone to get my dogs, to, hey, Mike's in a really bad accident. And everyone's reaction of showing up to support.
Just show up. They just drove over there.
Yep.
They didn't even say, can we come?
Oh, no.
They just showed up.
Girl.
And what did the staff think?
Oh my God. I think people thought, I don't know. Oh, I don't know.
Maybe like a famous person or like someone.
Well, these are a bunch of like blue collar, dirty guys coming from work. Yeah, it was impressive. There's people Mike hasn't talked to, and they heard, and he's in an accident, and they wanted, like, go support their brother, the brotherhood. So they're showing up, and this is county hospital. You can't. They do metal detectors when you walk in.
Yes.
All these men have pocket knives.
Oh shit,
girl! They're losing their lucky knife. They're going for walks to hide
in the bush.
bushes. Yeah. It was just funny that the amount of support.
Wow.
And then I'm like, a couple days in, we still have the same amount of support, but my best friend never showed up. And I thought, at first, I'm thinking, why isn't my best friend here for me? It was probably, I don't know, a good 2 weeks in before I realized it.
Were you in contact with her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
we were like texting, calling, and everything, but not physically there.
Right. Yes.
And it didn't even occur to me that she wasn't physically there, because with the way Mike's recovery went for those first couple weeks, I didn't really talk to anybody physically.
Right.
Maria would show up and, bring me lunch. People would bring me lunch. Random linemen that I don't know, that don't know Mike personally, their wives were showing up with food and socks. I didn't have socks. I left the house with no socks. Toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant. People were just showing up.
Yeah, because you never left to just come home. Let me get my bag. I'm going to come right back.
No, I never came home.
Wow.
I did come home.
But not in the beginning.
No. I came home probably 4 times through the 47 days. So, yeah, I relied on a lot of support. And I would tell myself, my best friend, it doesn't mean that she doesn't care about me, but she's going through her own stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe she doesn't want to see Mike like that. To be honest, there was people, actually every single person that came to see Mike, I literally had to talk to them before going in the room and saying, you're not going to see Mike.
Right.
I want to tell you what you're going to see, so it's not such a shock.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why.
Yeah, I know. And even when you do tell them what you're going to see, it's still a shock. Like, it, Yeah,
I definitely had that experience where it's like my own best friend.
Did you ever have a talk with her about it?
To be honest, I don't think we ever have.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to have those talks.
Well, I think I was pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that bothered me that much.
No, because you know in your heart the reason why.
And I think that I don't actually know the reason. I didn't take it personal, I guess.
Yes.
But there's, of course, in the back of your head, you always question it.
Right. And now you learn from that, right? Yeah. You learn from that. So if it happens to her or another friend, as uncomfortable and as much as you don't want to see whatever it is, you're going to probably go.
Yeah, definitely. If my best friend showed up, it would have been more helpful.
Yeah.
I have nothing against her that she didn't, but I know I would have been more supportive. And it would have been helpful. So if I can put my stuff to the side and show up for someone, I can help them better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's really important and really good to know my boundaries and know my limits, because what if I put it to the side and I make everything worse? I'm showing up and, I need to be there for Jessie. She has cancer, and I show up and all I do is cry.
Yes. Oh my God, girl. That would be a whole nother episode. Yeah. I have friends that, I get it. The ones that love me, and I know it was hard, but then I have the ones that would just cry and I'm like, okay, let's cry. And I'm good. Because I was really good. I'm not lying that I was good. What I mean. I don't know if I was in shock, but to this day, I feel it's God's strength.
Yes, girl.
It's God's strength. And they would cry, and they would just be like, and I'm like, I don't need this energy right now.
And that's why I think it's really good to know your limits. Maybe I'm thinking, if my best friend was there in person to support me, I would have been better. No, maybe not.
No.
Maybe she knows her limits.
Yes.
Maybe she goes, if I show up, I would make it worse.
Right. You're saying, know your limits. Be present with your feelings before you go in helping a friend in trauma. Sometimes you have to sit, we're so used to just going and not being present and meditating and praying on it, or whatever you do to be focused and present. Maybe think like, okay, am I going to be crying all the time, which is okay. But if you're going to be that friend that's just going to be there like, oh my God, then know your limits.
Yeah. So maybe you should be the friend that's just calling, what can I do? If I can't go to a hospital.
Yeah.
Can I take care of your dogs? Can I get your mail? What can I do?
Yeah.
And do things to help.
Yeah.
Be present.
Be present.
If you
do my laundry.
Do the hospital, then don't go to the hospital. No. Go to the house and do the laundry.
Oh, yes. Let the dogs out. Or can come and walk the dogs.
Yeah. Do something you can do to help. If I need something, I need to say it.
Mm-hmm.
If I needed my best friend, I never told her, hey, why don't you show up?
Right.
If I needed it, it's my job to say that. That's my job.
Exactly.
She's not responsible for how I feel. Mm-hmm. So she's not a mind reader. I need to say, hey, I really need you here. And it's her job to say, I am here for you. Mm-hmm. I can't do hospitals.
Yeah.
What else can I do for you? Let me go clean your house. Mm-hmm. And then what I've learned is I need to say yes. I need to realize there's other things she can help me with. But you need to be open about what I can do, what I can't do. And you need to be very open about what I need and what I don't need. Mm-hmm. Let me support you in how you want to be supported.
Right.
But we're not mind readers.
I know, that's the problem. We have to break that big old wall where people are afraid to speak the truth and just be like...
ask for help.
Yeah. And we're going to get there, girl.
It doesn't mean you're not independent.
Right. I think we need to disassociate being independent and asking for help and being honest.
It doesn't mean you're weak.
Yeah. But we're going to get there. We're all going to get there because you and me are on our way there. We're not there completely.
Oh, I don't think we'll ever...
No. That's why we're doing this podcast, girl. We're trying to share all this.
Yeah. So, when trauma happened, mm-hmm. What do you not say to someone who just got diagnosed with cancer? What were things you were like,
oh
what?
My God,
why the fuck would you think that's okay to say? I'm sure you experienced that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a whole ass episode because we are gonna do another one in the future, the do's and don'ts of cancer.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Give me a real, most important, don't say this to someone.
Okay. But are you gonna die?
Fuck. Someone said this to you.
Yes.
More than people.
One? Yes. But I think the one thing you should not tell somebody if they get diagnosed is go straight into thinking negative thoughts and thinking it's going to be the end of the world because that person is probably already feeling all of that. Mm. So people would tell stories about people with cancer, but that person died. And I'm like, oh my God. So I think it would be that. For me, the thing that hit me was when they somehow made a comment like, oh, you're fucked.
Oh, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
What about, I learned something very early on, and it is a lot easier to tell someone you don't know, a stranger.
Okay.
Maybe someone you're never going to see again. Sometimes it's a lot easier to open up to.
Oh, most definitely. You know how many supermarket clerks I told them I was constipated because of the chemo?
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. Not exactly that, but how many... You hear me? I'm over here telling people all my story, but do you think I'm telling...
All my neighbors.
All your neighbors know all my story.
So have you ever thought about your role, your role in your friends' lives?
No, I have never thought about that. Oh my God, you're putting me on the spot. I need to... That's going to be my homework assignment. Let me think, see what my role is, and be the role that I want my friends to be.
Yeah, but you can't be all the roles, right? You can't do it all.
I could be Superwoman, honey. I'll be your drinking buddy, honey. I'll be your trauma. I'll be your, so many roles. But yeah.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I guess it's something to really think about. Let's give this little homework assignment for the people that are listening. What is your role with each friend? You can even just start with your closest friends and just sit there and say, what kind of role do I have with this friend? And what kind of roles are they in my life? And am I okay with those roles? Would I want to change them?
And if I do, how can I do that?
Yeah. I just thought of something.
What?
I don't know how to change the role with my friends and when they started having kids because I don't know anything about kids. I'm not a mother. I never wanted to be a mother. So when my friends started having kids, I still don't know how to be that friend with kids. I don't know. But now that I have this new role in my life where I have a little baby in my life, and now I've talked to my girlfriend yesterday. I said, girl, she has 3 kids. She has twins and a little boy. I said, and just to all the mothers of the world, shout out to all the mothers and fathers of the world because this shit is not easy. And I was on the phone with her yesterday and I was just really in awe of how she can be a mother of 3. And now I feel like maybe now my role will be changing because now I know how difficult. I mean, I don't know completely because I get to go home
No, you have a
and
good
you take
idea.
over, honey. But yeah, learning our roles and seeing what the role is, and do we want that role? Do we want to be a different friend? And maybe it's really simple to change our role. It's just us really being present and seeing what our role is in friendship.
Something I found very interesting, I was talking to my therapist about, I have a very tight circle.
Yeah.
And within my circle, I don't have anyone who really knows what I'm going through with
Yeah.
Michael.
Right.
I think a lot of people have that same feeling when you're a new mom and maybe you don't know many other new moms,
Mhm.
or you're the first of your group of friends to have a child.
Mhm.
Your role changes in life.
Yeah.
Before I had my ideas of the type of mother I would be,
Mhm.
I'm very different than I thought I would be.
You became scrunchy.
I found out I'm scrunchy. What I wanted to get to, though, was cultivating the friendships of who you are now.
Mhm.
I changed. I'm a mom. I have this different outlook on life, or
Mhm.
different hobbies, different interests. The person I used to be,
Mhm.
the friend I used to be,
Okay.
my circle knows me as a person who is going to help you. I will give you the shirt off my back. I
Mhm.
will drop everything. Call me, I will answer.
Mhm.
That's not me anymore. I'll give you the shirt off my back.
Mhm.
Absolutely. That's still me.
Yeah.
But if you call me and I'm tending to my daughter, I'm not going to hear my phone.
Yeah.
I get 2.5 hours of sleep on average a
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
a night, depending on when I sleep. You're going to call when I'm sleeping. I'm no longer going to wake up for that.
Mhm.
I've changed. I'm no longer the person that I used to be. However, my circle knows me, my role. That was my role. I didn't need help.
Yeah.
My role is now I need help. Why should I think all of a sudden they're going to help me? When my whole relationship with that person or those people is I've been helping them. They haven't changed. They still need help.
Right.
I
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah. You changed.
And I'm not going to help them anymore because I need help. So our
Right.
relationship isn't the same anymore.
No.
So I'm like, oh, I'm over here. I'm lonely.
Yeah.
I have no friends. I have no help. I know that sounds pathetic, but at some
I think that's
point,
the reality that most people are in, though.
Exactly.
A lot of people are in that situation.
And it took me so long to understand that's not so and so's fault.
No.
They haven't changed. I did.
Mhm.
My role is changing, which means I need to cultivate friends.
Right.
I need to open my circle.
You need to cultivate, right?
I need to stop saying I can't ask for help because someone will think I'm weak.
Mhm.
No.
Mhm.
Go ask for help. Go grow friends here. Go grow friends there. Go find new roles.
Mhm.
And I think my old friends can adjust. Hey, she helps me when I needed help. I'm good now. I can help her. I'm not saying that roles can't switch on both sides, but I don't think you should expect them to.
Yeah. There is people that are there for you during your trauma, which I've had, and then maybe they're going through something and I have no idea. And then maybe later on they can say something like, well, I was going through some stuff, or like through some health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they felt like shit, she wasn't there for me, but they never told me.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're private. I'm not private.
And how are you supposed to know if they didn't tell you?
I know.
Yeah.
And I that's happened to me a lot of times. And then I feel bad that I wasn't there. But then I'm like,
That's
how?
what I was going to say.
I can't make them tell me their personal things.
No, but when you don't share to your close friends what you're going through,
Mm-hmm.
you chose for them not to help you.
I'm snapping it, girl. I'm snapping it.
She's like, yes, yes, yes.
Yes. But how come in their heart, because I know I'm sure they are, how come in their heart they feel, and maybe there's been some resentment because I wasn't there for them. And can I go to them and say, hey, is there any feelings that you have that maybe you were going through something and you felt like I wasn't there? Because you were there for me a lot. I was getting phone calls from you often, text messages from you often. Instead of being defensive, like sometimes I feel defensive, like, well, it's not fair, they never told me, and they still haven't told me. I just know something was going on. And that's fucked up that you probably think I'm a bitch because I wasn't there, because I might feel that way. But it's not, that's not the case. Not everybody is okay sharing their trauma.
No.
A lot of people are not.
Maybe they just weren't ready, but when they are ready, how do they know you're going to be there for them?
Yeah, I love talking on the phone. Like, do a video chat with me. I would do some talking. Listen, my husband goes to sleep at 7 p.m. because he wakes up at 4 or 3:30. I am free after 7 p.m. I will grab my wine, I will get my stuff, and we can talk on the phone.
So, were there friends who reached out? You didn't really know them, but how about that person you don't really know who reached out and you can tell they just wanted the chisme?
Girl, I get you another snap for that one. The chismosas that just want the gossip so they can go and tell the other lady. Why was that so annoying? Even though I'm being truthful and I posted on all my platforms when I got my treatment, how I felt, and then you get the ones. So how's it going?
Yeah,
oh, you're still getting treatment? Or like, you look so skinny. That means you must be getting treatment.
How can you
I'm
tell?
like you.
Is I'm
a good reader of energy and intentions, and I've gotten a lot better at that. I feel like feeling when somebody's being genuine or they're just trying to get the gossip instead of really wanting to know, because there's a difference between really caring for somebody and wanting to know, or you want the gossip.
So what's the difference? How can you be the person reaching out to someone
and not giving them that energy?
Vibe? Yeah,
I think you can feel it.
Okay, intuition
for me. And I am no longer in this space where I want to be somebody's friend or talk to them because I want the gossip. I feel like I'm a big chismosa cabrona. I love chisme. I'm like the first chismosa. But I feel like through my trauma, I've learned that chisme no longer applies to me. And if I'm reaching out, is because, I'm coming from a place of love and I really want to know how you're doing. But I think you just follow the lead of the person that's going through the trauma, like you said, setting your boundaries and knowing what kind of friend. And I think if you really just meditate on the friends that you have, you know which friend needs what, and being genuine about it. And
what did you tell everyone to do earlier? Go write a quick list of your friends and write what their role is in your life, what your role is in your life. If you want to change it, maybe talk to them how to change it if you want to.
Yeah.
Just be more present, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, maybe they can leave a comment and tell us what kind of friend they are. Follow us, share our page, subscribe, like, whatever you like to do. Just keep us in the